Well, welcome everybody to the first in our series of ISSA podcasts. And we're sitting here in the beautiful surroundings in Athens after our ISSA Spring Board meeting. And I'm here with the ISSA President, Rafael Fernandez, CEO of Bayport. And we've had a busy day yesterday, talking through all the workings of ISSA, as well as looking forward to ISSA67 Convention in Singapore. A lot of organisation there. And it was a very, very constructive executive board meeting here in Greece. Rafael, welcome to the podcast. Lovely to see you. Lovely weather outside. And we just had some lovely ham here and the hotel here. Beautiful surroundings. But a lot of work was done yesterday. How are you?
Fine. First of all, thank you for calling me for this small interview, which I feel very proud and very happy. So we are here. We are here in Greece, working hard for the market, for our business, and to improve whatever we can, and we will develop whatever you like.
We had a very, very fruitful meeting yesterday, and the board meetings are normally non-stop, a lot of areas to cover. This is your second year now as president of ISSA. What would have been the priorities for you? Before we talk about things like the convention and stuff like that, what would have been the priorities for you as president coming in? What did you want to do when you took over?
We have a couple of topics that are very useful, but it's true. We have to speak especially about sustainability because we are living in a world that we have to look after it. Later on, there is some other topic, like, for example, I was very lucky to have the first woman in our board in ISSA, which is Lily, and she came from China, and we are expecting that the new ladies will join us. At the same time, I am very interested to work with the young people. My personal experience in my company was that working with the young people at the beginning, you have the lack of not being very experienced people, but they have the power, the energy to learn, to work, and to have an open mentality. So this is what I like. So the young people of today are the experienced and good worker assistant of tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's something that's come through loud and clear now. And I think when you look at the young people now coming through national associations and what have you into ISSA, building for the future in a very, very, very good way, a very strong way. Bringing in the young people, bringing in that future experience is really important. Tell us a little bit more about the workings of ISSA itself through the assembly as well as the executive board. Just for the listeners, how does ISSA work?
The ISSA work is mainly done. But our secretary, that in this case, I'm not going to tell you how good you are, Sean, but you have a very good assistant, who is my lovely Yvonne. But we want to go on opening our arms to wherever we can arrive. We have a seat in IMO, which is very important for us. We have a subcommittee in Europe, which is its ocean, which is a real professional. By the way, we will have them next week here in Greece. They are having another nice meeting with the previous day with the working group meeting.
It is on customs and veterinary.
Yes. They are focused on customs because in Europe, due to the regulation, we had to set up long time ago this group, which is working really well. They have the technical assistant of Arne Mielken, who is one of the best in the market actually. He is German, but he is based in London, but he is always open to travel wherever. So this is mainly what ISSA is doing, looking after for the benefit of the member. By other side, we have to listen to the member what they request from us. And how many problems we have with terminals, with pirates, with many things, and the daily work in ISSA is hard. We are now formed by the assembly, which is we have one member of every national country. So we have 40 countries in our association. So from this assembly, we can vote for one executive board, which is one president that I have the honor to be at the moment, and we have 9 vice presidents. Everyone is from one country, of course, but it's a team of hard-working persons. We have in Africa, we have in Italy, Spain, Singapore, Emirates, UK. So we have our China from Lily, Canada. The two new member, one is from one side of the globe, which is Canada, and then go to the other place, which is China with Lily and our friend Jim, who is also in Australia. So I think we are covering the whole world. Nobody can complain as far as they come to ISSA and ask for any help.
And I think really, the role that ISSA plays at IMO, you're an international trade association, highly respected. You stand shoulder to shoulder with the ship owner associations and the ship management associations of Intermanager as well, and you've got that big role to play. But you are dealing with international issues all the time. And I think that's really what puts the focus in on the work of the executive board here, backed up by the assembly. You are dealing with international issues.
Yes, and even now we have the collaboration of another person because we think we can take much more from IMO. But we have several issues, like for example, the port access is another challenge. Some terminals have strict rules that make it very hard for suppliers to do their job. Sometimes even leading the misses port need to understand that how vital our work is. ISSA and IMO can help by spreading the word about the importance of our service. But it's true that something has to be done because sometimes our trucks delaying waiting to supply one ship in that terminals like even one day, which is make us impossible to do our work. Another issue is the late payment. This is a tricky issue. Usually it's not just one reason but a mix of problems and often related to paperwork errors. ISSA encourages members to carefully assess potential clients to avoid this kind of issues.
And you've got the work and the help of our ISSA lawyer, Bruce Haley, who's
Bruce is a person who knows about almost everything.
Yeah.
So you can call him. He's a very reasonable person. He's not the kind of lawyer that put the machine to work, to the watch to start, to tell you how much they will charge or not. He's very pleased listening to you, giving you good advices. And whenever we have that something nobody like, but whenever we need a more deep assistance, he's always there with his net of friends around the world, of colleagues.
So I want to, before we come on to you personally and your role and your life in ship supply and how you see the industry changing, you headed up ISSA last year when we had the most amazing ISSA66 in Seville, which was probably the most successful convention in the modern era, attracting in 350 people from around the world, 35, 36 exhibition stands. We had an amazing conference, and then we had the Meet the Customer, which is phenomenal. And we had 23, 24 buyers who were coming in and working with your members and seeing how they could actually forge business relationships. Tell me about what Sevilla meant to you last year. You are Spanish, it's your home city near Cadiz, where you're from, but what did it mean to you?
I'm not going to lie to you. I know that Spain, and specifically Sevilla, was a very good place where to go. But our exhibition this year is in 2025 will be the 67. Our association is 70 years old, which is not young at all. But what we are looking for, despite of the network, is to see how we can help our member to improve their business. So, by one side, we have the MTC. This is something we have created during the presidency of our colleague and good friend, Saeed Al-Malik. But also, we have a very good topics to talk during the convention. What's happened? Nowadays, companies that do this MTC is meet the customer for they organize and they take the charge to the member, and our aim is to do it for free. People, ISSA, have to give something to their member. And this is one of the things we have been very successful because last year, for example, we invited like 30 or 25 or 30 purchasers and everybody came. So everybody came to spend a couple of days with us where they make a B2B interviews and where the purchasers even are very happy to come. They are keen to come because sometimes they are in their offices and they don't want to stop their business to receive one or the other. So they prefer in one afternoon or 2 or 3 afternoons to see a lot of purchasers from all over the world so they can compare and they can check everything. The funny thing is that at the beginning, we were asking to the purchaser to come, and now they are calling us, they are wishing to come, which is lovely, because it means that ISSA is a friendly place where to go, where to have a good time, of course. We don't only work, we have some kind of pleasure and enjoy, but at the same time, we work. Being in Sevilla the last year in October was really nice. We have boat trip, we have good conference, we have good speech. In one of the speeches, I remember that young people were demanding to take them much more in consideration, and we have this on our roadmap. So this is a place where you can listen everybody, and then you start again with new ideas for the next year. This year we will be in Singapore in October. I think will be also very crowded because there are many people from Asia. But since here, I encourage all the European and American to come and enjoy with us these days, which in Singapore will be 3 days. So it will be lovely.
And I think I'm looking forward to Singapore. It successfully held the convention on a number of occasions over the last 20 or 30 years. They've been the number one international maritime centre. But as you say, a lot of buyers with big emphasis there on meet the customer, driving in value to the ISSA members. This is what we want to do. It's about getting them in so they can actually see how they can grow their businesses as well and how ISSA can help. Is that correct?
Definitely. The world is very big, but at the same time, it's very small. Yeah. So people have to understand that spending a flight, 3-4 days, hotels, but what you find in Singapore, what you will find with so many purchasers, so many suppliers, something that is impossible to get. One single trip is much more expensive. So I think that people have to definitely come to Singapore.
And I think really looking forward to ISSA67. And if you look at the role that ISSA play, quality is at the heart of everything. Convention like the one that's going to be held in October in Singapore, bringing the quality buyers and the quality suppliers together, underlines that commitment that ISSA has in driving in quality ship supply globally. How important is that for you? Because we are in a world now where compliance is so important, and you know it is all about being audited. And ISSA has its quality audit, doesn't it? Do you want to say a little bit about that?
Of course, I can answer you with an example, or few examples. But now some association doesn't allow to come in few members, which is at the beginning I didn't understand, because as much as we are strongest. But what's happened that in ISSA we look for the quality and the quality of his members. So when an association doesn't allow to one company, they have the reasons. And now I understand why sometimes several companies or small companies are not allowed to come in. So I encourage the company who want to be ISSA member to make a quality service to the ships, and they shouldn't receive any complaint, because we are not an association who want member because of that. Mainly we want some kind of quality people, quality company who make a proper job. So I would like that you understand that despite we are more than 1,500 members all over the world, we are very strict on that. Even we have appointed someone who is doing the quality certificate. If the company don't have the quality certificate, they mainly are not allowed to come in. So there are all members who still don't have, but they are working on that. But people have to understand that they are not certified by ISO or whatever. It's impossible to be a member.
And I think really the buyers, the big ship owners and the ship managers, they want to deal with quality people. They want to know that they can build up that business relationship with the supply partner that they can actually grow with together. And I think that's the important role that ISSA plays. So when a supplier's got the ISSA logo, they stand.
You don't know how proud I feel when some customers tell me that they only use ISSA member. So this is something important for us, because if you are not ISSA member, it's not means you are bad, but you cannot be warranted. So if you are a member of ISSA, you are the company, the owner, the customer, it has the guarantee that they will get a good service.
I want to talk to you finally a little bit about you and about Bayport and about how you see ship supply changing. How did you get into ship supply? Tell me, because I've been to your premises down in Cadiz, and it's very, very impressive. You run a very, very professional operation down there, and you've got great people working for you and all that side of it. Tell me how you've seen the business grow, how you got into it, and how you've seen the business.
I am the typical chip chandler who was born supply the bread in the morning when the frozen bread didn't exist. So I used to go 5 o'clock in the morning to see the captain and say, can I bring you the bread at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning? So that was the way to get the customer. Later on, because my father was working in mooring, he was mooring, and he started this company our company in 1979. So very soon, when I was 16 years old, I started to help him. Everything was doing in the old-fashioned style. Take your truck, take your car, go on board, buy the fruit, take it on board. In that time, even we didn't use refrigerator trucks, so the world has changed a lot. So I realized that giving good services and reasonable prices, we could grow up. This is what I did in a small city at the end of the southern part of Europe, in Cadiz, where I started to continue what my father started. Then we moved to the surrounding area, a small port around, and then we moved a little bit more to ports like Barcelona, Valencia, Bilbao, Ferrol, Huelva. Nowadays, we are 300 people working in the company, and we have expanded our business not only to the supplier, but we also do logistics, which is very important for the customer, because the customer also need logistics. Whenever they have some spare, they are always open to send to us, and we can deliver everything together with the provision. This is the meaning of a chip chandler, of a chip supplier for me. In one sentence, the no doesn't exist. Always there is an alternative. You never say no. So I also feel proud when the captain or the shipping owner tell to you, this is a big problem, so I come to you because you can solve this problem. It's so nice to see that they trust on you so much. So a general chip supplier never say no. And this is what I would like you, not only for me, for my company, but most of the people who are in the company who are in ISSA.
How's the industry changing? Because, it's ship owners and managers and buyers are getting more demanding, more quickly, whatever. I mean, how is it changing, and how must ship suppliers change in order to meet the needs of the market?
Before there were many bird ships, but now we also can supply many ships when they are making offshore, for example, in the Strait of Gibraltar. But it's true that before you use a net to supply the provision. Now everything is packed, everything is in the pallets, everything is well prepared. We use trucks who doesn't break the chain of coal. But also, what problem we have with this? If we use pallets, we don't want that the wooden pallet go to the sea or whatever. If we crop the pallet, we cannot do it with plastic. So we are very committed to work on avoid this kind of usage, and this is difficult because it's like the water. We supply bottle in plastic, but some customer doesn't want we use the plastic. Of course, we also doesn't want to supply plastic, but are you willing to pay the difference? This is the big problem. So sometimes we make a good speech talking about sustainability, about everything, but are you willing to pay for that? So when the people talk about sustainability, they have to keep the mind open to say that new things will be more expensive. And this is where we have to make the shipping owners and our customers to understand that this work have to be in team between purchasers, between shipping owner, catering, ship manager, and supplier. Not only we can ask to the supplier to do this, to do that, but squeezing sometimes even squeezing in the price. So I think the mentality should be more open in general.
So really, it's been forced by the demand, by the buyers themselves, what they want. And ship suppliers are very agile, Rafael, without a doubt. You will meet the need of a market if that market changes. And what you're saying is that this drive for sustainability and the environment is really, really important. And it's got to be through that partnership with the buyers as well to achieve that.
This is the reason we have created the MTC, and we have our convention every year. Why? Because we need to listen to the customer. we need to know what they want, but at the same time, they need to listen to us how we can do it. So we are open for the future. We are committed to do whatever is necessary, but there have to be a win-win situation. And of course, look like sometimes the supplier doesn't want to do something like that, but we are committed to it. It's like, for example, digitalization. We have to spend a lot of resources in digitalization, and we know the future is coming through this, but we also have to invest, sometimes not even money, sometimes it's general resources to understand and to do the way we do. For example, now there are many platforms, B2B, where we work. Sometimes we don't even see any email from the purchaser, just everything is through platform, which is nice. It's nice. So we are working for the future as well.
So it's going to be a busy rest of the year for you as we sort of build up towards Singapore, Rafa, and then you've got a third year next year, and we'll be hearing from you with regards to your efforts there for next year with the convention, wherever that's going to be held next year, and then we're discussing that at the moment within the board. So just a final message to the listeners with regards to Singapore. What message would you like to give them? What can they look forward to in ISSA 67?
Singapore is going to be lovely. It's not the first time we know that area. We know everybody from Asia will assist, and many European and American. So my message is that if you are there, you are in the general thing, in the world thing of the supplier and purchasing. So go there, and believe me, your business will improve.
Rafa, it's been a delight talking to you today. Thank you very much indeed for giving us your time. And we look forward to catching up with you in Singapore in October. It's going to be amazing. Thank you very much indeed.
Definitely. Thank you very much to you, Sean, and we keep here for anything you like.